Okay, good evening. I'm Jono Neiger, and this talk could be called Reaching Sustainability Through Active Engagement with Place. Of the numerous opportunities in this area for permaculture and regenerative agriculture, tonight I want to focus on opportunities and the need to connect people to place, and also the need to create a network of places of active, engaged learning, where people can reskill, see what sustainability looks like, get their hands into it, see forest gardens, see and interact with small-scale intensive urban farms, water collection systems, alternative waste systems, etc. Why are places like this important? Well, Samuel Thayer, naturalist and writer of several excellent books, wrote in Nature's Garden, "The dominant conception of Western environmentalism is one of detached appreciation. We need a new paradigm, one of attachment and participation. We need people who know the land because they live and work there, who love the woods because it nourishes them." He says, "Only participation in nature can produce the intimate knowledge necessary to guide us in establishing a sustainable lifestyle." This detached appreciation that Thayer speaks of is symptomatic of our separateness that defines our collective actions and assault on natural systems. It's us versus nature, protection or exploitation, human places bad, natural places good. Just the idea there's good plants and bad invasive plants perpetuates this nature versus people split. This separation and disconnect colors all we do and all we create across the landscape. Participation, engagement in the places, the land we live and work on is essential to reweave our connection. Places of engagement are needed across the landscape, at our homes and schools, workplaces, farms, business parks, community parks, hospitals, everywhere. And there is a network burgeoning within our valley, including the Holyoke Forest Garden, Montview Farm, Brooks Bend Farm, the Nut and Berry CSA at New England Small Farm Institute, the Permaculture Garden at UMass, the Sirius community, just a few examples. One such place I designed and we've been building is Wildside Gardens, seen here behind me, a small cottage and homestead in Conway, Massachusetts, the home of Sue Bridge. Sue's goals are to live lightly and to demonstrate ecological, low-energy, low-impact practices, produce as much food as possible, to create resilience on her land and within her community, and to make her home available for engaged learning. There's terraces that wrap around the house, bringing the kitchen garden close in with herbs and perennial vegetables. A greenhouse extends the growing season, starts from the greenhouse or grown out in the garden, and then storage crops are put into the root cellar for use through the winter, very local food. Food production is diverse in the gardens, forest garden, orchard. There's walnuts, chestnuts, hazelnuts, fruit trees, berries, kiwis, and pawpaws. There are well-known food crops like garlic and potatoes, and lesser-known crops to learn about and experiment with like schizanderberry and sea kale. Solar electric and solar hot water systems provide energy and heat the house and water. A compost toilet cycles human manure back into the soil. Swales catch and filter and then infiltrate water. Community connections are an important part of Sue's home. Neighbors are helping out and coming to learn. A food processing group has begun, and others in town are experimenting with these alternative crops. Wildside is a bridge between academia and on-the-ground applied learning. The Conway School where I teach uses the homestead as a learning laboratory. Wildside is a place of engagement and participation, helping to break the disconnect between us and nature. But we must scale up from a project like Wildside Garden and bring this integrative design to many more settings. There's an urgency to our work. The planet is ailing as we continue to disrupt and destroy the ecosystem. We need to change our ways radically. We need resilience. With the flooding and recovery after Irene, the October snow dump last weekend leading to electrical outages, downed power lines, roads blocked. How are we doing on resilience here in this valley? Well, if I were grading our systems, we would get an F, or maybe a WTF, which in this case, it might stand for I can't flush my waste away because there's no electricity to pump drinking water into my flush toilet. Whole systems thinking and design, connection to place, and places of engaged learning will lead to resilience and eventually sustainability. Right now we're far from this resilience and sustainability, and it may be generations before we get there. We don't even know what it will look like. But importantly, we're on our way, particularly in this region, in this part of western Massachusetts, and in this river valley. Thank you.